I wish my Republican colleagues were as concerned about Black and brown communities on the front lines of our climate crisis as they are about an appliance. Republicans are consistently against regulations that maintain workplace safety standards, enact gun control to keep our children safe in schools, and allow access to reproductive care. These standards are not a ban on gas stoves, but a way to move the nation forward and reduce health and climate risks to people and our planet while giving consumers more information and more options. This proposed rule is not a ban on gas stoves. This proposed rule is not a ban on gas stoves. We are regulating indoor air pollution. The climate crisis is happening all around us, and Republican inaction is costing us lives. As lawmakers, we have a moral obligation to prioritize the health and well-being of every person across our country. I represent a community where the threat of climate pollution comes from both inside and outside our homes. In St. Louis City, Black children are twice as likely to test positive for lead in their blood than white children. St. Louis ranks among the highest across our country for rates of asthma, with rates significantly higher for Black residents than white residents. I can only imagine the number of my constituents who are unknowingly being poisoned by their gas stove in the state that it is without this proposed rule being in effect, especially young children, our elders, and people with disabilities who are disproportionately at risk for contracting respiratory illnesses. Let's not forget that many of these gas stoves are not owned by the residents of those homes, but often absentee or corporate landlords. That is a thing. We have a number of housing regulations in place to ensure that renters are kept safe. This also applies, when we speak about keeping renters safe, to the indoor air pollution, how that should be a top concern. This proposed rule is not a ban on gas stoves. Research proves that improving the energy efficiency of gas stoves and switching to electric stoves completely will save lives, will save money, and will save our environment. The Department of Energy estimates that the updated standards to improve gas stove energy efficiency will save consumers at least $100 million. Provide climate benefits of $67 million, and health benefits of $65 million each year. Congress has an obligation to make smart and forward-thinking investments with taxpayer dollars to ensure our future generations are not plagued by illnesses that lawmakers can prevent today. It's important to recognize that gas stoves perpetuate an unsustainable reliance on fossil fuels and can cause significant health issues. We know the Department of Energy's proposed rule and new efficiency standards will reduce both the negative climate and negative health impacts. The Department of Energy policy would keep our communities safe. So it's no surprise the Republicans are against it. Gas stoves have long been linked to serious health hazards, especially in children who grow up in homes with gas stoves. According to the Scientific American, scientists have long known that gas stoves emit pollutants that irritate human airways and can cause or exacerbate respiratory problems. We have the tools and the technology to address these issues definitively within the timeline DOE set forth. 3 years to allow manufacturers to produce more energy-efficient stoves is being generous. The real work comes in communicating with folks at home and urging them to consider the necessary changes, making these changes to keep their household and their families safe, and working with the administration to ensure every single family has access to safe, effective, and affordable appliances. This proposed rule is not a ban on gas stoves. As ranking member of this subcommittee, I know that the work starts today. I implore my colleagues to join Democrats in the serious work of helping keep our communities safe and informed, rather than partaking in the unserious work of sensationalizing safety standards by DOE and misconstruing the science and misconstruing the facts